What's up, everybody? This is Tadpole Superhero, and today I'm going to tell you a story. Paper Mario 64 is a game really near and dear to my heart. I remember as a kid, our first home console for me and my siblings was a N64. Up until that point, we were all about the Game Boys and Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy Color, and when we finally got an N64, so many of my best gaming memories are associated with that console. Paper Mario was one of them, and it was a game that at the time we hardly ever bought video games. We rented all the time. And one of the games that we rented quite a lot, my brother and I don't remember my sister even really being interested in it, but my brother and I kept renting Paper Mario 64, and we had so much fun with it. It was funny, it was interesting and different. We were not very familiar with the RPG genre. We played Pokemon, and that was about it. So I think Paper Mario might actually have been my second RPG game ever after Pokemon Red and Blue. And we had so much fun with it. It was really interesting playing as this Paper Mario and using these action timing attacks. It was really engaging and fun, and my brother and I both we couldn't beat it in the first rental period, so we rented it again and played through it some more. And I remember I must have played it multiple times, and him as well, because there are sections of the game that I remember almost perfectly, even now, years later, over a decade later. And it's this magical, funny game, and we were just sucked into it as kids. And I'm having trouble with words today. I don't know. This is my first story time. Story time with Tadpole Superhero. But one of the things that also really stuck out to us were the companion characters. They were so interesting. Goombario, the first character you get, is a Goomba, and we weren't super familiar with the Mario franchise. My first Mario game was Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy, and then we played Mario 64, and that was about it. But even so, with only 2 games, it still kind of broke new ground, showing that, hey, some of the Goombas are nice. So you're going to be fighting Goombas, but you actually start off in Goomba Village, and there's this little family of friendly Goombas with hilarious names, and Goombario is one of those characters that joins you. And I remember these they have a little portrait, a beautiful artistic portrait that appears every time you get a new companion character, and that just brought them to even more life. Goombario was that character that just I remembered forever. And then playing later into the game and learning new things, I remember I got so interested in the game and invested in it that I wrote fan fiction before I knew the term fan fiction. I started writing a novelized version of the Paper Mario 64 story, and I gave Mario a voice and a personality, and he was kind of a sort of fatherly, kind, old-fashioned Italian guy. This is just funny. He was very polite and had great manners. I don't know where I got that idea from, that's how Mario should be characterized, but it was pretty funny. I remember even printing out like the first few chapters of it, which coincided with the chapters of the game. So it was like all the way up to, I think, to the Invincible Tubba Blubba is chapter 3 of the game, because the game split up into chapters too. And I'd written up that far, and I printed out my story. And my grandpa on my mom's side, he was a writer, and I loved showing him stuff that I'd written. So I showed him this. I gave him the printed out copy of it. I was like 10 years old, and and he read through it, and he marked it up and edited it with his pen, and he wrote in comments about grammar and about spelling, and he also, at least from the way he wrote about it and talked about it, it was like he really cared about it. And I think that's another reason why Paper Mario is so near and dear to my heart, because that memory of just how awesome my grandpa was. But he didn't know these video games and stuff. He didn't play them, didn't know anything about them, but he read the story. He knew it was about a video game, and he still took the time to take it seriously when I don't think anybody would have taken it seriously. That was just so awesome and wonderful. And so the years went by, and I actually remember, now that I'm replaying the game on the Wii U Virtual Console, I'm realizing that I may not have actually beaten the game before. I know my brother beat it, and I probably just watched him beat it, and I only got through like the first third or the first half of the game. Because some of the things where I'm at now in the game, I'm like, I don't remember this very well. I know my brother beat it, and because I do remember late game stuff and watching him do it, but I don't think I actually beat it before. But anyway, the years passed, and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door came out for the GameCube. And we still, my brother and I, hardly ever bought games. We just rented. And so we went to Family Video and rented the new Paper Mario game. We were so excited about it because we loved the first game. And we popped it into the GameCube and started playing, and it was like, whoa, it looks awesome. It's like, it was basically HD for the time of Paper Mario. The colors are popping out. All the characters are interesting. We're in a new world. It's still just as funny as ever. And 30 minutes into the game, the disc couldn't be read. The horrible error screen that you never want to see on any console came up and said the disc could not be read. So we took it back to Family Video, and they put it through their disc cleaning machine. And we took it back, and we were like, okay, let's try this again. And it stopped at the same part. So I had some cleaning solution as well for disc cleaning, and a cloth for that at the time. So I went ahead and cleaned it myself. And we popped it back in the GameCube, and it still, I think we got a little bit farther, but it still crashed on us. And looking at the disc, it's like, what? There's nothing here. You couldn't see scratches or anything. It was so weird that it couldn't be read. So we were determined. We brought it back to Family Video, and we waited. It was the only copy there, but we waited for like 2 weeks, and then we went back and rented it again. And had them put it through the disc cleaning machine again, and tried again, and we didn't get any farther. We have 2 Family Videos here in town, and we went to the second one, and they didn't have a copy of the game. There was only one in town. We were so determined to play this game, and we just couldn't. So that's why I was so excited when I finally found it on Amazon just a couple weeks ago for $10, with the case, with the manual, with the disc, everything. It brings back all these awesome memories about just one of so many stories of why I love video games and why they mean so much to me. Paper Mario is this awesome franchise that only really had a couple good games, and now it's already in a weird place. So I hope that it would come back to the N64 and Thousand Year Door style, because I love those games so much. They're the reason I love Paper Mario, and it's a game that means more to me than just, oh, it's a game, it's fun to play, which a lot of games for me are like that, and I love the games are fun to play, but when there's that deep story behind it, not as part of the game, but as part of your emotional attachment to it and your memories, it makes it so much more. And people hype up nostalgia and talk about nostalgia, but I don't know what to say. I just know that nostalgia is not a bad thing. It's basically, I guess, what I'm trying to say, and it brings us closer to the games we love in many ways. And it's funny, actually, replaying through Paper Mario 64, I found that it opens up very excruciatingly slowly. But once it finally gets going, it's almost as good as I remember it. Almost. It's still a very good game. It does show us age a bit in some of the mechanics, but it's so much fun and just a blast to play. Anyway, it's been fun revisiting that game from my childhood and remembering all these memories of why Paper Mario is so important to me. So that's my story for today. Thank you guys for watching and listening. This has been Tadpole Superhero. Let me know in the comments, what are some games that mean a lot to you, or some stories of games from your childhood that mean so much to you that go beyond just what the game is and go into shared experiences with your siblings, with your family, with your friends, whatever it may be. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to always be fantastic.